Good morning, everyone. I'm doing the card reading extra early today because I have some travel for work. My name is Amy, and as you guys know, every week I do oil oracle card pulls. If you want a card pull, that's perfectly cool. Just put hashtag replay and your name in the comments, and I'll be happy to pull a card and let you know what it means. I was having dinner with a friend this week after work, and took my cards with me, and she pulled a card and we were talking about it. And the way this works is that there are cards that are just naturally drawn to us. There's things in life that are just naturally attracted to us, and oracle cards is one of them. It's one of the ways that we can really touch and get to true meaning of what life is trying to tell us. So I do this every week. Again, it's just for fun. Give you some interpretations of it, some recommendations for using the oils, and a little bit about what all this means to live natural on your terms. Just a reminder that I do have the digestive support group that's starting the week of Thanksgiving. It's a week-long tips, support, tools, and you can register to participate on my website at dragonspitapothecary.com. As always, I'm very happy to help with any questions you have about living natural on your terms, exploring what that means for your family. And I have the wellness and lifestyle questionnaire that you can take on your own, get a personalized report for what you may be needing in your life and how we can fit it into your budget. Because just because you live natural does not mean that you need to spend a whole bunch of money and bust your family piggy bank to make this happen. So happy to work with everyone on what the right solutions are for you. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle our deck. Again, I apologize for the early recording of this, but I have a much earlier flight than I thought I would have, which is good. I get to go home early, and it's been super cold where I've been this week, so I'm happy to be going back to warmer temperatures. All right, let's look at these cards. What does the audience need this weekend? What does the audience need this weekend? Oh, we got one kind of sticking to us here. All right, what do we have? Oh my gosh, there were two sticking together, so I'm going to give them to you both. Wintergreen, which we had this card last week. So it's still speaking to us in terms of natural instincts and surrender. You can go back and watch last week's video around Wintergreen because there was a really great interpretation of that card, and I'll give it to you again today, some highlights of it. And grapefruit. So again, two cards that were kind of pulled together, so I mean that we need both of these things. So let's talk about what wintergreen. So again, you can watch the full explanation of that on last week's video. So I'll just give you some highlights of it here, and we'll talk more about the grapefruit. So for wintergreen, it is a very strong oil. It's for pain, inflammation, releasing what is like a barrier to us in physical or spiritual terms, helping us to let that pain go, to release and feel relief from it. It means that we could be holding on to strong opinions, physical or emotional pain, and it's about that release. And that it's okay to ask for help, to receive help, and to not feel like you have to do everything on your own. And that often controlling the situation isn't really helping us overcome the situation. So if that card still speaks to you, and again, we had it last week, and it is a very important card, but if that card is still speaking to you, take this oil, dilute it with a little fractionated coconut oil, and apply it to the area of your body that's hurting. So that if that's a physical pain, go ahead and apply it to that area. If it's an emotional pain, over your heart is an important area to apply oils. especially with the doTERRA pure therapy oils that they have. It absorbs into our skin and it provides our emotions just as much support as it does our physical cells. So when you do that, this is the affirmation to say with this card. I do my best and hope for what I want, but I surrender to what is coming to my life for my highest good. I'll say that again. I do my best and hope for what I want, but I surrender to what is coming to my life for my highest good. Okay, so again, you can watch the full explanation of Wintergreen from last week. Let's talk about grapefruit. So grapefruit is very detoxifying, and it helps us clean out. And again, it's about letting go of things that aren't serving us. So grapefruit's wise words are what happens when perfection isn't good enough. Grapefruit is a positive force. It is uplifting, energizing, and invigorating. It will inspire many and release any sense of insecurity within people. It supports any cause that seems important and will finish everything that it starts. It does have the need sometimes to feel constantly validated and supported, like not appreciated, not getting what we need. It can't work on its own, doesn't get motivated very easily if no one's watching, and it goes from the scale of not assessing people accurately and trusting too much to having difficulty trusting anyone. So it's kind of that, I'm just not sure how to read people right now. And it can't handle big feelings of betrayal, or it's easily affected by the opinions of others. So grapefruit is an amazing essence to support metabolism, detoxify the body, help with sugar cravings, hormone balancing, and assist with, just normal cell regeneration, supportive hydration, especially in these colder months when we kind of lack a lot of water that we need. Grapefruit's a wonderful thing to add into your water. So this card is telling us that we might want to evaluate the reason behind what we do, and that it's important to do what makes our heart happy rather than the needs to be done by someone else's opinion. Take a look at what you're feeding your body, your soul, and your mind, and surround yourself with positive things. You are extremely valuable. Look after yourself. And if this card is speaking to you, the affirmation, so put some of this in your water, okay? Pop a couple drops in your water and drink up. And then this affirmation is for you. I am fully alive and present at all times. I am fully alive and present at all times. Okay, so I'm going to pull another card because I normally do two, but again, these two kind of just came together. So you got a bonus card today for what we need this weekend. And, particularly if you've had a really busy week like I've had, traveling for work this week, and just constant meetings, then a little detox and surrendering to some self-care is sounding really good to me right now. Okay, what does this group need for the coming week? And again, the coming week is the week before Thanksgiving, so getting ready to have probably another busy week before we go into the holidays. All right, what do we need this week? Oh, looks like we got cards sticking out here. Oh my gosh, myrrh. What a beautiful card. Okay, so myrrh, as you guys know from the Bible stories, is one of the gifts given to baby Jesus. Very important oil religiously. This oil is for compassion and belonging. This is a great oil to have first aid wise in your home kit, just because of its healing powers to your skin. Particularly if you get a cut, it helps stop the bleeding. It's very quick to heal and soothe the skin. Infections, stuff like that. It's super good for the skin. So it was a very important time back in the day, ancient times when baby Jesus was born. It was one of those well sought after oils for its healing powers, but also just, some of the benefits that early people already had found possible with this oil. So the wise words of myrrh are that there is nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, and a grace in forgiveness. Oh my goodness. Myrrh is a creative, expressive, and in touch with her psychic gifts. She is loving and empathetic, and she is a pillar of emotional support. Myrrh is an Egyptian goddess. She has more than one face, representing the natural nature of a woman wearing many hats. Really, what woman does not wear so many hats in her day? Myrrh holds the essence of a divine mother. She is strong and fearless. Myrrh assists with feelings of security and belonging. And that is often the case with us gals, especially when we wear so many hats of responsibility that we're not sure who we are, what our name is some days, and where we belong. It is a nurturing oil, but it also is one that protects us from harm. Myrrh is a powerful mother, and she is not afraid of your changes and transformations, as she rules the emotions of the heart. It is a relaxant essence, as stress plays no part in a balanced myrrh personality. So she's got her act together. Okay, just like Mother Earth, myrrh welcomes with her nurturing and loving energy. However, she knows that sometimes she needs to shake, move, and destroy to be able to rebuild better and new foundations. She does this without judging and without hate, knowing that destruction can lead to accomplishment. She does not preoccupy the mind with affairs of the past nor the future, because she knows that there is a divine plan and everything will follow that plan. Myrrh is mentioned even before the Bible in the Ebers Papyrus, an Egyptian medical paper of herbal medicine dating to circa 1550 BC. So this is super old oil. They knew about this stuff long time ago. Myrrh has the power to expel toxins and mucus and things that aren't making us feel good from the body, as well as acting as an anti-inflammatory and antiviral support. It is great assistance for any gum disease and bleeding. It is especially well working with frankincense, sandalwood, and copaiba. So there's, again, a lot of physical and emotional support that you can get from myrrh, and especially when you use it with frankincense, sandalwood, and copaiba. These 4 oils, if you're having any kind of anxiety, stress, depression, PTSD, these are the go-to oils for helping to calm, soothe, balance, and offer that support that a lot of us feel when we have those overwhelming, confusing, stressful situations we find ourselves feeling. These are go-to oils for that, okay? And I'm happy to talk a lot about that, these 4 oils and others that I have found that has particularly helped my husband, who suffers from anxiety and PTSD. So I have spent a lot of time with myrrh in my last few years of helping to find answers for him. This card is reminding us to watch the words we are saying and be mindful of our language choices. Words are an important part of the manifestation process. We have to be more nurturing if we want more nurturing in our life. If we want more love, we have to speak more loving words. It can also appear to us if we have duties that need to be performed, we need to be courageous in spirit. And again, that is also reflective of the words we're using, the actions we're taking, and being gentle of heart when we do those things. This is encouraging us to spend time with children and teach them to be themselves. So, especially in our school systems today, we try to form children to be little soldiers and obedient, sitting in their desks for long periods of time without recesses, and we're forming them to be something away from their natural personalities in the course of learning. And sometimes that's really hard on children, and they struggle with education as a result. We need to stop judging and look at the situation through compassionate eyes. So if myrrh is speaking to you today, and I'm telling you, I think this is an oil that should speak to everyone quite frequently. Take this oil, put a drop in your palm, rub your hands together, and just inhale deeply. This is a beautiful oil with a wonderful scent. And just take a moment, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and just feel the soothing come through you. And, take that moment to just reflect and pause and consider what's going on in our day with the juggling with multiple things we do, and how we can do that with more of a gentle heart. So take that oil, breathe deep, and then this is your affirmation to say. Every day, I am becoming more and more considerate of others. I always speak from the heart. Okay? So that's our cards for this weekend and for next week. We need some more for next week. And if you have questions, please reach out. If you want a card, you can reach out to me for that as well. And I'm always happy to answer questions about how to live more natural on your terms. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.